and welcome to week 2 of my knit along. For anyone new here, a knit along is where we are just knitting the same pattern together at the same time. That way, if you run into mistakes or you want to compare how your knitting is going so far, you have me to compare yourself to. And I'm not a good knitter, so hopefully it makes you feel better. If you're starting out, go back to week 1. This is week 2. This week I take you through as we finish both of the shoulders, join it, and then knit down. And if you're feeling like, oh, I'm just not that good at knitting, I can't do this, well, watch this week as I have to frog it twice. I just always figure I would rather have it turn out the way I want than have a finished product that I'm rarely gonna wear. I walk you through all of the adjustments that I do in case you want to also adjust yours to be a better fit for your body. Okay, so I finished knitting both of the little sleeves. This is what you should be looking like, except this is actually the back. I'm kind of getting worried that my neckline is too small. All right, this is where we're at. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna join these front pieces together, work the right shoulder stitches in stockinette, cast on 4 new stitches, then join the left shoulder stitches and knit those in stockinette. Okay, so what it means is you're gonna start knitting on the right shoulder. So you're gonna knit all of these, and then you're gonna cast on 4, and then you're gonna knit all of these. I should have been reading the directions out loud to you guys the whole time. From there, we're gonna knit back and forth in stockinette stitch until your work measures anywhere from 19 to 23 centimeters, depending on your size. I'll catch you back here when I am to that step. Also, look how cute. 'Tis the season! I'm at my mom's house with the Mormon voodoo dolls. I knitted my thing wrong, so I have to undo all of it. Okay, I measured from the neck instead of by the shoulder. I knitted this much too long, but I'm genuinely confused. I just feel like this would fit, but I'm gonna trust the process. Okay, I just finished my first set of increases. Now I'm going to continue working increases as follows. And we do that until we've added 12 to 16 new stitches to our work. Okay, also I realized that I don't knit English or continental, but I do like a mixture. People will typically hold the yarn in their right hand and then they loop it through like this. It takes longer to knit because look at how long the movement takes, okay? And then I guess the way the Europeans and Scandinavia knit is they pick the yarn. Instead of looping it, they just hold the yarn, I think like this, and then they pick it with their... Oh, it's so hard for me. So I hold the yarn in my left hand and then I loop it. I don't know. It might explain my tension issues of why all of my sweaters turn out too wide, especially when I'm doing petite knit sweaters. We'll see if it turns out. But yeah, if you are someone who are I feel like my knitting is really slow, look into I think it's English versus continental. Continental, am I saying that very Utah? English versus continental knitting style. I'm officially done and ready to join to work in the round, but we're gonna do a little try on. I should have charged you guys for that. My seam is right here. I mean, okay, that actually does make sense. So this is where it's gonna connect. Okay, for reference, if I'm folding this at my seams, my front piece is definitely longer than my back piece. But if I put my seam is right there. So this is maybe half an inch. If I fold it that way, then they're about equal. Now we get to do my personal favorite thing, which is joining in the round. We're literally just gonna knit, 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 pick these up, knit, knit, knit. Okay, I've knitted a few rows and now I want to try it on just to make sure the width is going to fit. So I want to show you guys why I love these knitting needles. These come off and then you can actually tie it together so you don't lose any of your needles while you're trying things on. Let me show you. Okay, so I just unscrewed these. This is my little extension cord that I'm going to screw on. I don't think I can do this with one hand. Okay, and then I have these little end caps that I can add so the stitches don't come off. So I can move all my stitches onto this and it's not gonna come off, and then I can try it on. Moment of truth. Okay, oh my gosh, you guys, this actually might fit perfect. This is actually kind of how it's designed to be worn over something anyway. And my armholes are looking nice. Okay, so I'm measuring my current project with my other projects that have turned out too big. This one, I checked my gauge and I really thought I did it right, and I still feel like it's too wide. This one is looking like slightly less wide, but I'm still worried it's gonna turn out too wide. I'm just so tired of my projects turning out too wide. So this is like my favorite sweater of all time. I love the fit. Looking at the width, I do feel like if this was a sweater, it would be like the perfect width, but since it's gonna be like a vest, I am just so worried that it's gonna look like, I don't want my vest to be wide. Like I think if like a sweater is wide, it like looks fine because that's like the look of a sweater, but I want my vest to be a little bit more fitted, so I do think I'm gonna frog it to where I did the add-on 3 for the front and back yoke. Anyway, knitting is an art, not a science. This is my first try on to see if it's now the width that I want. I'm so scared. Okay, slay. I'm actually really glad that I went back. So what I did is when you cast on the 3 at the front yoke and the back yoke before you join them, I frogged it to that and I erased my cast on 3 just so it's a better fit for my body. The fit for your body might be different, so don't go exactly by what I say, and just remember that this is all an art, not a science. Ultimately, you just want it to fit your body the way that you want it to fit. And this is where we are ending week 2. I'm going to keep knitting the body of this until it gets to the length that I want. You can adjust, so if you wanted yours to be more of like a cropped fit, you definitely don't have to knit to the length they have in the instructions. If you want yours longer, you can do whatever you want. Just remember you're gonna be adding that ribbing at the bottom, which also you can decide how much ribbing you want. If you want like 5 inches, you could do that, 3 inches, whatever. So we are going to keep knitting until we get to the bottom and we're ready to start our ribbing, and then we'll come back for week 3. That will probably be the last video to add the ribbing, the shoulders, and the neckline. I'm excited. I think this is gonna be one of my first knits that actually turns out. Thanks for being here. Happy knitting, and I'll see you guys next week. Is that how I should sign off? I don't know. Let me know.